Hello everyone. So in the last video we completed the task 1 of our Corona Tracker project. If you haven't seen that video yet, then I will recommend you to go and watch that video first. You will find a link to that video in the description below. So in this video we are going to work on task 2. Let me just quickly explain you about what is task 2, then I will start building the bot. So in the task 2 we are going to click on the analytics tab here, and then we are going to scrap this whole table. Okay, in this table there are actually 4 columns. We are going to add one more column, and that column will be the remaining cases, and remaining cases will be we are going to calculate remaining cases on the with the help of these 3. Okay, confirm, recovered and death cases. So the final okay, we are doing this for each and every row, and the final result will going to look like something like this. Okay? Country, total confirmed, recovered, deaths and remaining cases. Okay, so let's go to the control room and start building the bot. So first I will just okay, so this is our task 1, in which we launched the website, captured the data, then calculate the active cases. Okay, so in the task 2, the first thing is to click on that analytics tab. So I'll use capture action here. Okay, now I need to split this window. Okay, so I just have 2 windows now. Now I'll select the window from here. Okay, so this is the window. Then I'll capture the object, which is this analytics tab. Okay, so what I want to do here is to click on that analytics tab. So I will select the action as click. Okay, I'll select the run in the background and save. Okay, after this we are going to capture the table. So I'll add a step here to capture table, and add column. Okay, so we are going to capture the table and add one more column in that table. Okay, so let me just select the capture action from here. Okay, I need to open that website, then I have to go to analytics tab. And I'll get this tab into new window. Okay, now it's because okay, and let me just select the window from here. Window name is this one, related analytics, and I'm going to capture that table now. Okay, let me just scroll down a little. Yeah, here it is. So I'll click okay, I clicked on table and it's capturing the table. After this, in this object properties, you can see the control type is table. So what I'll do is select an action as get table. I'm not going to check this box run in the background, and what I'll do, I'll create a variable to store this table. I'll name the variable as all data. Okay, the variable is of type table. I'll click on create. Okay, now I'll do one more step just to check whether the table has been captured properly or not. What I'll do is table2 CSV file. Okay, go into data table, and in the last you will see write to file. So what we're gonna do is we are going to write this table to an CSV file. Okay, so I'll go with all data table, that's our table name, and file, I'll select the file which is on desktop, this one. Okay, now create folder and file if does not exist, and overwrite existing file. Okay, then I'll click on save. Yep, everything is fine. Yep. Now what I'll do is I'll close this tab first. Okay, then I'll delete this file from the desktop. Okay, now let me just run the code. Okay, so bot is running. This is the home page, and now it's in the analytics tab, and now it will capture the table. Okay, so the problem here is it captured a table before it loads. So what I'll do, I'll just add some delay here. Let me just add some. I'll add 3 seconds delay. So first it will load the table on the web page, then it will capture it. Okay, I'll just 3 seconds delay. Okay, then again I'll close this. I'll close this file, and now let me do this again. Okay, now it waits for it waits for table to load. Let me just go and see the file on the desktop. Okay, so yeah, this is our table. Okay, it captured whole table. Okay, so all the rows in the table have been captured here. Okay, everything. Now what we will do, in this data table we are going to add one more column at here. For right now, what we are going to do, we are just going to copy one of these columns here. Okay, like I'll 0 1 2, I'll copy this column here. Okay, for the operation. Then later we will change this name of the column and all the rows depending on the calculation. Okay, but first we need to copy one of the rows in here, one of the column in here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just minimize this one, and I'll add one more step in between this, and that step will be, okay, let me just delete this. I'll add column in here. Okay, I'll create a table here. Okay, I need to insert a column. Okay, destination table is all data table, and I'll insert, okay, this is the destination table, which is all data table, and I'll insert the column at the last index, which is this one. Okay, so last index. Then from source table, this is my source table is also this. Okay, then what I will do, I'll get the column index to insert, and I'll select 2. Okay, 2 means this is 0 index, this is 1, and this is 2. So 2 index, it will going to copy this whole table in here like this. Okay, so yep, just save this, and now let me run this again. Okay, I'll delete this file again. Yep. Okay, now let's see whether it's done or not. Okay, so now you can see it copied this column 2 in here. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to change everything in this last column. Okay, total record will be replaced with remaining, and all these number will be replaced with the calculation from all these numbers. Okay, so confirm cases recovered and total dates will be calculated as remaining cases. Now let's just keep this as it is. Now what I'll do is I'll go in the bot and I'm going to add one more step here to do this operation. Okay, I'll name the step as modify data table. So that's what we are going to do. Okay, now in here we are going to loop through each row. Let me just take the loop action. Okay. What we are going to do is we are going to loop through each and every row, and for each and every row we are going to take this number, this we are going to calculate the remaining number with the help of this number, and we are going to place them here. Okay, for each and every row. Okay, that's what we are going to do, and for that we need to loop through each and every row of the table. So what I'll do, loop action for each this one, for each row in a table name is all data, and okay, that all data is a complete table. Now we have to go with the records, so we can just create a record variable. We'll understand. I'll name the variable as record. Records. Okay, type is also record. Save this again. Okay, then we have to check. Okay, now let me just first take if condition, and let me explain you what we have to check first. Okay, yeah, I need two conditions, if and else if. Okay, else if, or I'll take directly else. Okay, I'll take else. Okay, if and else. Now what I have to do, when I am going to loop through the table, first it will going to take this row. Okay, but the numbers are in this row which I want. So for what I have to do, if it take this number, then it need to just ignore this, and it has to move, it has to be moved to the second row. Okay, so it will going to ignore first row and directly go to the second row. So that's what we are going to do here. Now in this if condition, what I'll do, I'll use string condition, string condition. So in this first source of value, what I'll pass is record by index. Okay, now what we are interested in is these numbers. Okay, and now what we are going to do, if this is 0 1 2 3. Okay, now in the first record, if the value is total confirm, then just ignore this. Okay, so what I'll do, in the record, that is first index is this. Okay, if that first index is not equal to the string which is here. Okay, I'll just let me just take from here. Okay. Yeah. Now if this first record, this one, is not equal to total confirm, it will not going to take this, it will going to take this, because this is not equal to total confirm. For this it is equal to total confirm, so it will going to neglect this. Okay, now everything is done. Now let me just save this, and this I have to do for each and every row, for this column, this column, this column. So every column has something in the first row, so that's I have to check it for every column. I'll go with again string. Yep, and in between this we have to use AND, so it has to check all the condition first. Okay, now let me just add one more. Okay, so first column is done. Now second column. Okay, and the value will be total RECOVE. TRET, total recovered. Okay, okay. Then one more condition, add and string condition. Okay, then again this time I'll select the third row, third column. Okay, and it should not equal to, yeah, it is also not equal to, value is TOTALDEATHS. Okay, total days. Okay, if not equal to this, then it will go in this loop. If this is equal to this, matlab for first condition it will going to be equal. So for that I'll just add a message box here, and I'll add a message as waiting for next REC. Waiting for next record. And then now in this, now what we are going to do, we are going to repeat all these steps again. Okay, look at these steps here. Repeat step 3 again, which is this one. We again need to replace. Okay, we again need to replace all these numbers. Okay, because there is comma in the string, so we need to replace it with nothing. Then we need to convert these numbers, convert this number into number. Okay, because they are strings. Then we are going to calculate active cases with the help of this number. Okay, and that active cases variable we are going to pass into this. Okay, this column. Yeah. Until now we completed this navigation analytic capture. Okay, click on navigation tab, then capture the table, then add one more column in the table, and then loop through each row in the table. That's what we are doing. Okay. Now here I'll add again step. Okay, first remove comma. Okay, now first we need to remove comma. So what I'll do here is, okay, I'll save this, and I'm going to go with string operation. Yeah, and here first operation is replace. So what we want to replace, source string is record, and in record first column. Okay, now this will going to be ignored. For this it will going to show the message bar waiting for the next record, then it will come here. Okay, so that's what first record is. Now in this first record will going to be this one. Okay, then I'll just click on yes and replace comma with just nothing and store. Okay, what I have to store, I have to store it in a variable. So I'll create one more variable here. I'll name it as just confirm. That's it, and of type string, and this value will be stored in this confirm variable. Okay, this variable we are going to use for operation. So just let me just save this again. Okay, this replace action we are going to need two more replace action for two other rows, two other columns. Okay, first record is done. Now I'll go with the second record. Record index is 2, replace comma with nothing and store it in the recovered. Okay, recover. Okay, I'll store this, I'll save this. Then for the last record, which is third column, records third, find comma and replace with nothing and store it in the ATHS death. Okay, let me just make first letter as capital. Okay, I'll store this one again. Now remove comma is done. Now after this, second step is to replace the string to a number. Let me add one more step here, and the step will be string string to number. Okay, then I'll use to number. Okay, to number of string. Okay, this. So what I will do here is I'll take the string confirm, okay, confirm, and I will replace that confirm to a number variable. So I'll use here confirm dash int. Okay, what confirm is this? This is this first confirm. Okay, this confirm will be replaced with a comma as nothing, then it will be string, then the string is converted into number, okay, and stored in the confirm int. Then again go with two number steps. This is for recover and this is for death. Just add this recover. Again I'll store it and recover dash int. Then last is death, and I'll store it in death dash int. Okay. After this, the next step is to do calculation. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll just minimize this step and I'll add one more step named as calculation. Calculate remaining. Okay, in this I'll take assign action of type number. Okay, and here first is confirm int like we did in here. Okay, in this task 1 calculating the active cases, then minus in bracket recover plus deaths. Okay, and this number we are going to store in name. I'll name it as remaining slash int. Okay, and now this remaining int number needs to be converted back to the string. Okay, so to string of type number, add it here, and variable name is remaining int, and I'll assign it to variable name remaining. Okay, now this remaining variable will go in here. Okay, now let me just save this again. Now we are done with this if else loop. Okay, because we have all the values, remaining cases, and all those numbers and all that. What we are interested is in remaining cases. So what I'll do, we are done with this if and else loop. Now we need to add or update this column. First we will going to update this name here. Total record will be replaced with remaining, and then all the numbers will be placed here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll add one last step here, which is to add for update the last column. Okay, now in here we will go with first if and else condition. If and let me just take this else. Okay, we are going to do in this if condition. First let me just create one variable of name counter. Variable type will be number and the default value will be 0. Okay, let me just create this. Now I have variable counter. Okay, here default value is 0. In this record you can see here the first value is total recovered, so that total recovered appears only one time. Okay, because the total record doesn't appear later. So what I have to do, I have to check if this total recover, then replace this total recover with name remaining, and other things will be replaced what we assign to the remaining cases. Okay, so this is 0th row. Okay, it is 0 as in the automation anywhere. The first row will be as 0, then first row, second row, third row. That's why we use counter. So what for the 0, when counter value is equal to 0, it will going to replace it as remaining. It will going to replace for 0, it will going to replace it as remaining. For 1, 2, 3, it will going to take the values from that remaining variable and going to place them here. Okay, what I'll do is, if I'll check with the number condition. Yeah, there is number condition. If source value, what is source value? Is counter. Counter. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. If counter is equals to 0, okay. If counter that counter is equals to 0, then what we will do, we will go with data table action. Okay. In this data table, there is set value of single cell. Okay, this is considered as a single cell. This is also single cell. Okay, so what I'll do, that first for the 0 index. Okay, this is the 0 index. I need to replace, okay, in that all data table, okay, raw. I need to select raw by index. The raw will be 0 index, so I will use a counter variable because I need to change that index again. For this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. That's why I use for 0 index. Okay. So for this 0 index, I'll go with the index. Okay, index which is column. Which column you want to update? I want to update this 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4th column. Okay, so I'll right here is 4 and the value. So for 0 index, value will be going to be this. Value will be going to be remaining. Okay, and I'm going to save this. Before that, what it was there, it was total recovered in here. I just changed it to remaining, but in the program it will going to change the first, that is 0 row as a remaining. After this, I'll again select the set value of a single cell, and for all other things I need to replace this with the remaining variable. So I'll select again all data table raw by index. Again raw by index will be going to be counter variable. Now it is going to be 1 because for 0 it done here. Now it will going to be 1 for here. Okay, then again go with the index, that is 4th column, and I want to update that 4th column with the remaining string. Okay, this is remaining what we calculated. Okay, and I'm going to save this, and after this what we need to do is we need to increment the counter. Okay, so what I'll do is increment the number, and the number is, because at the first the counter is 0, and now for 0 it will do this action, and then it will going to come here and it will going to increment the counter from 0 to 1. It will going to increment the counter by 1. Okay, so then it will going to be 1. So for 1 it will again go up here, then it will check, it will go for this else, and we are going to set the value of the cases as remaining for this first row. Okay, now again we are done here. Now at the last, what we are going to do, we are going to write the whole data table into the CSV file. Okay, now let me just optimize everything. Yep, and okay, this is task 2. Now I will going to run task 1 and task 2 both. Okay, yeah. Now let me save this, close this. I'll close this Excel file, then I'll delete this Excel file from the desktop. Okay, now let me just run the okay. So this update last column, which is just be created like remaining, update first zeros row as with remaining and all other row with the remaining cases. Okay, and first is the remaining string and then remaining cases. This complete needs to be inside the loop. Okay, so it will going to do it for each and every row. I just placed it outside the loop, so it needs to be in the inside this loop. Okay, let me just show you the loop again. Then here, yeah, this is loop. First it will going to check. Okay, this is loop. Okay, now it's perfect. Okay, this is where it needs to be, inside the loop, inside this loop, both of this activity. Okay, now let me just save this again. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll close this one. I'll delete this Excel file. Okay, you can see the number are not proper because we place it outside the loop. Now let me just run this again. I'll delete this file. Okay, now I'll go here and I'll click on run the bot. Okay, this is again confirm all the active cases it has calculated. Then it will go analytics tab and it will going to start capturing the table. Okay, first record, waiting for next record because this was the first record, so it will go in here now after I click close. Okay, done. Let me just close this, go here and check the Excel file. Okay, now it's proper. And okay, now you can see these are the remaining cases calculated from all these three numbers. Okay, now if you scroll down till last, okay, here you can see there are three record cases and the 0 there, so 3 minus 0 will be 3, and total cases is 3, so 3 minus 3, the remaining cases is 0. Okay, so it's proper now.